poop in every street.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Nice place. Yeah.
Listen, Matt, you'll appreciate this. You're a Star Wars fan.
Okay, yeah.
Have you got your cup there? Have you got your mug there?
I have indeed.
Star
Yes,
Wars.
sir. Yeah.
There you are. Right.
Yeah.
So, The Empire Strikes Back.
Mm.
Uh, Skywalker.
Yeah.
You can't pass the frontier. Now, although it seems like the opening scene of the next Star Wars film, not yet
Yeah.
in production,
Mm.
believe it or not, it involves Skywalker's family, which committed a faux pas when they wanted to go on holiday to the Dominican Republic. Some parents put some of the most unusual names on the children because it seems cool at the time.
Mm.
But it leaves the kids to carry the burden for the rest of their natural born.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they've got to take. It's like a tortoise. You've got to carry it on your back.
Yes.
So just as Johnny Cash sang about a boy named Sue,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Remember that.
uh,
Yeah.
Christian, Luke Skywalker's Mowbray's father,
Mm.
confessed that Star Wars. He's a Star Wars fan. The
Mm.
confessed one. Decided to give his son's name based on his favorite sci-fi character, Star Walker, Luke
Right.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
But the Empire struck back and put the kibosh on their holiday
Mm.
because, unbeknown to Dad, Lukey, I am your father.
Mm. Yes.
Unbeknownst to me, the Home Office won't issue a passport of somebody who has got a name which is copyrighted.
Mm. Yeah.
Skywalker.
Mm.
So Skywalker didn't fly through the galaxies. He didn't even leave the tarmac at the airport runway.
Okay.
The Home Office advised that Lukey will have to change his name or get written permission from the copyright holders.
Yeah.
The wonderful world of Disney these days.
Yeah.
Inc.
Ink. Yeah.
Other reasons why British passports will not be issued include a different name than that on the person's birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
There's public information here now.
Yeah.
It cannot be issued if the name causes offence or uses symbols.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Prince, before he died, he wanted to be known as that symbol.
Yeah. Yes. I remember that. Yeah.
If the laws in the US are the same as they are in the UK, he wouldn't have been able to get a passport.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Use symbols or breach trademark or copyright laws, which Skywalker, young Master Skywalker,
Mm.
his name did.
Mm.
So little notice to mummy and daddies out there who think it's really cool at the time. Put these names on your children.
Mm.
Think a little bit before you invent too much for your baby's name.
Yeah.
Now, in my case, my name is Stephen John
Mm.
Richard.
Yeah.
Stephen is my proper name for me.
Mm.
John is after my grandfather.
Yeah.
Richard is the second name of my father.
Mm.
And it's easy to see this if you look at our family tree.
Yes.
My two kids, the eldest is John Richard Lloyd.
Yeah.
John, after my grandfather, his great granddad.
Yes.
Richard, after his granddad, second
Mm.
name of mine.
Yeah.
And Lloyd is his cousin.
Yeah.
He used his cousin's name, an
Mm.
elder cousin,
Yes.
who unfortunately has died since then.
Yeah. Okay.
And in the case of Michael Christopher
Yeah.
Philip,
Yeah.
Michael is after my dad, his first name, Michael.
Yeah.
Christopher is one of his cousins who's a lot older, but he is.
Yes.
And Philip after my brother.
All right.
So you see all the names, you see
Yeah.
how all the names take all the past family members, at
Mm.
least until my grandfather. What
Yeah.
happened before that, I'm not sure.
Right.
So try and keep it like that, people. Oh, by the way, we only do this with the male members of the family
Yeah.
in our family, because it's the machos that you know
Yeah.
that rule the roost, and we have the permission of our wives to say that. So
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. We already
so
had the
try
perception. Yeah.
keep your names in the family, people. There you are. Over to you.
Okay. Yeah. Keep your names in the family, but don't keep it in the family. Yeah. Once you have other issues. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I read this the other day. I mean, obviously, it comes on my radar a bit. Um, yeah, there was this. I can understand. Well, it would have been done by Lucasfilms. Disney, a subsidiary of Lucasfilms, but Lucasfilms years ago copyrighted everything anyway. So the IP, in, I think, yeah, would have gone across to um, Disney anyway, along with every trademarks and everything else, unless there's other arrangements maybe. Um, yeah, I mean, the latest one was the Game of Thrones, people being named Khaleesi and things like that. Which I don't think has actually been a bit out of your, even more so out of your knowledge here. But yeah, names out of that would have been popular, became popular. It is dangerous to name after popular culture. Some celebrities come up with weird names, I know, but um, yes, um, as much as it might sound fun, Luke Skywalker, yeah, is a trade name. There's even a production company called Skywalker Productions as well. Yeah, the whole thing is very much like that. I don't know how how far-reaching it could be, but yeah, the Home Office will have their rules, and
yep.
like you say,
Just just mention
and
them.
yeah, I mean, it's not a secret when you apply for it. It does say because I've
Yes, of
recently been
course.
involved in helping people get apply for passports. British people, I may add, not Brazilians applying for passports. I haven't been up to that. But yeah, when you look at it, and it's just out of interest, yeah, I've been doing it online with people who are not so savvy online. It's a, it's quite a, it's quite an interesting thing to see. As like you said, the rules, as you said. Um, Now, in my name, my
I,
case, my
I think I think in this case here, I don't
yeah,
think Dad realised that his son's name would be copyrighted
no,
because it's his son's name,
yeah,
and
well,
that's
look,
because he
yeah,
didn't think it was copyrighted. He didn't need to search out that rule.
yeah,
I mean, it isn't like the first principle rule.
yeah, yeah,
They don't say before you fill this form out, these
yeah.
are the rules.
Well, yeah, you've got
The rules come down a lot later, and people tend not to look at it.
yeah, I
But
mean, if he's
I
got a
digress.
yes, I mean, it's funny he's got a birth certificate. Yeah, maybe there's got to be a way to get around it. There probably is a way around it, like you said.
No, he's going to
If,
have to change his name. He'll have to change
yeah,
his name. I think.
yeah, which
You
costs
know.
money, but yeah, um, yeah, yeah. But in my case, I'm named after Mark is a family name, um, and I'm actually, I believe, named. Well, I know I'm named after somebody that died World War Two. I think almost in direct honour of them. Have been given these medals. Not a great uncle actually. Um, yeah, I've actually seen got pictures. I've been brought up knowing this. But, yeah, it's a family name. He's on a war memorial in the Midlands. So and down south somewhere, or down south as well. But it's a yeah, it's always sensible. You got to think about it. I know in Brazil they've got some quite strict rules about what you can name your hair. So I believe, yeah. Um, with my
I
dog,
don't know about. I don't know about that. I know that there are so many inventions of how to spell
mm.
the same name so many different times.
Yeah, I
Even
thought,
even even when the ignorant parents from the think that Elvis is you know, Elvis Aaron.
Yeah,
It'd be really cool if they called their son that. And they spell it they spell it with three L's or something like that.
yeah,
Elvis. You know,
yeah. I mean, yeah, I see people called Elvis here. I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough. I see Mozart as well. Lots of people here are called Mozart, but the same way, Mozart. Yeah, I've come across a few. Um, so yeah, they joke about their name. They know where it's come from. They, you know, um, yeah, I do think, yeah, you've got to be respectful for the kid. You have got to think, much as you do anything online or anything else now for your children, it's there forever. Yeah. And yeah, you have to think like that. Um, and it's also, if you start having peculiar names, I do a bit of genealogy as a hobby, yeah, for my family, not for anybody else. And yeah, occasionally I go searching of things. You've also got to think in the future, somebody's got to try and find the names. If you have strange names and then you've got to change them, it starts making it very, very difficult. And it's bad enough when people have nicknames. In my family, we had a tradition of nicknames like they have in Brazil. And even some people, find out what their real name is when they see their birth certificate. In some cases, yeah, they've always been called somebody else. Yeah, I always think it's funny here that people get called Junior.
it,
Yeah,
in the passport office, in the Home Office in the UK,
yeah, yeah,
believe it or not, there are people who try and apply for a passport using a nickname
yeah,
instead of their registered name.
yeah. But
And
I think, yeah, yeah,
of course, the passport office are not going to issue
no,
uh, a passport to Roger the Bodger or
no,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, um, yes. It is
They might
a
they might they might be able to do it on a local level to get a bus pass or something
yeah.
like that. But
Well,
the
no,
passport, it's a bit of a
I,
no-no.
I know when you apply to some jobs, you can do it online. I've seen it where if you apply for a job and then they say, "Is there any name you prefer to be known by?" Yeah, which is a bit of respect. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think slimy Starmer or things like that really count, but it's uh, it's um, yeah, it's always interesting. Again, yeah, I mean, we all have freedom and everything else. I think it's an interesting story. Um, yeah, you just got to be careful. There's no excuse not to do research and not to know things now, really, unless you are really living under a rock. I mean, maybe in the 70s or the 80s, or even, kids even now still, Star Wars is still a going concern, despite the efforts of Disney to totally destroy the franchise and the canon and the mythology around it. But yeah,
Believe
that's up to
believe
Disney.
it or not, believe it or not, my youngest son, because of the names I gave him,
Yeah,
he suffers a little bit because his name is Michael
yeah,
Christopher Philip, and they're
yeah,
English names.
yeah,
Well, to write Christopher, if you're a Brazilian
yeah,
you're a simple Brazilian, to
yeah,
write Christopher, it just
yeah.
doesn't make sense. It just doesn't
No,
make sense to what the sound of the name is.
yeah,
Even Michael, they have to call him Mishael here,
yeah,
Mishael, because that's how they read it.
yeah,
And he like me, if we're in a doctor's surgery, waited to be called
yeah,
because I've had Stefano.
yeah,
See, if I see now the lady wanting to call my name, if I just see her sort of geeing herself up to call my name, I know it's me. I just go,
yeah.
hey, it's me.
Well,
She doesn't even need to see anything. I'm
yeah.
so accustomed to this.
Well, it's like here they call me Marky. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I said we can call me Marcus or Marky or Mark. Yeah, they can't pronounce Mark. It's Mark. It's Marky. It's fine. It
yeah,
sounds really funny sometimes. And yeah, my surname is Townsendi, so I
yeah,
find that funny. I mean, I was at my daughter's graduation, and the announcer just didn't even bother. Said her
yeah,
Brazilian name because her middle name I've actually put in the surname of her. Yeah, her. Yeah, if you like, the family name I put in as a middle name here because I could see this all coming. So I thought, well, at least it's a recognition. I family like that, actually. Yeah. So she's got two middle names. I'm not saying it all because of obviously confidentiality, but yeah, so I've used the middle name. So that's good enough, and that the people see it and then just use the names they know. I was a little bit upset though, because there's a video of her receiving her graduation and my surname isn't even mentioned. Yeah, it's a little bit upsetting, but I have to accept I'm in a different culture. And in fairness to them, they didn't want to mess up my surname, which I found quite amusing. But yeah.